Welcome to hell. There is no escape. There is no escape. You are in my control now. Welcome to hell.
And they'll take you one by one, and no one will hear you scream. No one will hear you scream.
Welcome to hell, everybody. Welcome to hell, Team Doom, for another episode of Let's Talk About Horror, the horror podcast where our nightmares and reality meet. So if you guys still fuck with me, those social medias are Walter Doom on Instagram, Walter Doom 1 on Twitter, Walter Doom everywhere else that involves streaming, and the Walter Doom on TikTok. And of course, you guys are the true MVPs for those that listen to me. You guys, I really do respect all y'all. You know, I love each and every one of you that listen to me. And yeah, we are about to have ourselves a good old Halloween party. Yep. So right now I had to bring everybody onto the podcast right now. You know, we got Callie the Wolf, you know, still providing those beats, still making those beats out there. Y'all need to fuck with his music.
You really do.
Yeah, y'all really do. Brought the homie Jeremy on board, you know.
Dude, you got a TikTok?
Yeah, bro, I got TikTok.
Fucking sick. I didn't know you had a TikTok.
I don't even post much on TikTok though.
I've just been following you on Snapchat. What's that?
So you got to be on your A game when you're around Jeremy. Like, there's no room for. I'm gonna just let that. Like, he's the one that's gonna tell you have a booger. Like, if
Oh
everybody.
yeah,
else,
yeah, he definitely
He's so smooth right now.
is. I had to bring on Enoch. Thanks for coming again, bro.
Yeah, of course, man. Anytime.
Yeah,
I love this.
And
My
of course,
natural habitat.
Yep. And of course, last but not least, the horse sis, Dimey.
Hey.
Yeah,
That's off.
I know. It seemed like you've been missing for quite a minute, you know?
Yeah, I took like 3 months off, like literally 3 months off. It was crazy. So much going on with my like personal life and all that stuff going on. So now it's a lot more balanced and, you know, just getting back into it slowly but surely. But I'm glad to be back and love you, horror bro, and love you, horror sis. So she's probably watching this. She's gonna watch
Oh,
this
yeah.
later.
Yeah.
Your sis, I don't know who you are, but I trust her opinion.
Yeah.
Sound cool, horror sis. Stay up.
Yep. So shout out to Meg, you know, Megan's World. She came
Meg
today. So yeah. But other than that, you know, it's Halloween, y'all. Like, yep.
Yeah, boy.
Time of costumes, time of all types of freaky shit, time to watch horror movies, eat up like some good snacks, you know, go to parties, all of that. So last year, if anybody has like followed my podcast before, you know, we did like a little Halloween celebration. It was me, Meg, and Dimey. You know, we just had ourselves like a good ass time just talking about different scenarios, movies and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to bring on more people, you know, kind of make this like almost an annual thing, you know, be like, yeah, it's the 65th annual. Nah, we ain't gonna get there. We ain't gonna get there.
I mean, hey, that's not like there'd be anything. Not like there'd be anything wrong with that.
I mean, shit, that'll be a hell of a lot of episodes. And how old will we be? Like,
Oh
shit.
god, dude! If you're
We'll
like
still
in your
be talking
you're in
about
your
the same
90s.
movies.
Y'all remember Sleepaway Camp? Literally 100 years old at that point. Every one of that movie is dead.
Like back in my day, we said Candyman 3 times.
3 times.
I know. Oh my god! When I watched Candyman, the Nia DaCosta thing, I was tripping out because they were like, "Oh, you got to say it 5 times," and I was like, "Wasn't it 3?" Like, and then I kept telling my husband, I was like, "Yo, but it was 3 growing up," and he was like, "No, I think it was 5." I was like, "What?"
Mary 3.
Okay.
I thought it was 3.
I'll just add a man.
Yeah, you're not gonna fuck
Mandela effect.
It's like, you know what? See, this is like the Berenstein Bear shit.
Yeah, that's that Mandela. It's that Mandela effect,
It
man.
wasn't Shazam.
Tony Todd never was Candyman.
Yeah.
It was
It was Bernie
Fishburne,
Mac.
It was
right?
Wesley Snipes the whole time. You tripping.
Oh my God, can you imagine Bernie Mac as Candyman?
Oh my God, no,
Oh my
right?
God.
He's like, ho, ho, ho. Be my
Jing-a-lang,
victim.
What'd you say? The whole damn hive.
Oh, damn.
At this
Oh,
point
you
in
killing me,
time,
bro.
I'd like to randomly say that Freddie is the best as a tempo change and subject change. I'm not gonna process Bernie Mac doing any horror. It's been hurting me by the
Yo, after
second.
this, I'm gonna get on my computer. I'm gonna make a character, Bernie Mac as Candyman.
I
On
know
the
you
whole
are.
hive.
The whole hive.
He's like, say my name, bitch. Come over here right now. You ain't so hot now.
Shit.
So bad.
Oh my
Man,
God.
it's like we're supposed to be talking about the greatest wrestlers of all time, and then now we're talking about Mick Foley. He's great, but come on, guys.
Nah,
Why are we
man,
doing
David
this?
Arquette, that's the greatest wrestler of all time.
Oh my God.
This was a cool.
It's
This was a cool
Roger
show,
and
man.
it's
I'm a
Carl
dip. I just heard some
Malone.
falsehoods.
Why is Carl Malone
Can't support this show anymore.
wearing-
Where's my Spotify? Let me unsubscribe from this show.
Trying to help you, Walter. You talking about Mick Foley, we could be talking about The Rock.
That does tend to happen though, right? Because
Telling you on
like
that sock.
if you bring together people from like roughly the same generation, like they're the lists are gonna start to sound the same. And we can name 100 like wrestlers. There's always going to be like one is like, oh, we can name this guy and that guy. Yeah.
Just
And
The Rock.
some inevitably you're going to have 3 people that are like
with The
Rock. Yeah.
It is with The Rock.
You go through a lot. A lot of great. A lot of that. Justin Law was the shit.
Honestly,
People are like
I'd say
Ric Flair,
probably.
Macho Man, Randy Savage. It's Rock. That whole list is Dwayne. The 5 hottest rappers in the world. Dwayne.
Dwayne. To say his name. That's the worst. How do you have a middle first name? Yeah, just call me The Rock forever.
Y'all sleeping on Rakishi.
Oh man. Wait, have y'all heard The Rock rap though?
She's the only person that was silly but a great ass fucking wrestler and told stories like the great.
Yo, it
Rikishi.
was crazy how that
The
dude
best
turned
match
heel though.
besides The Rock and Stone Cold was The Rock versus Rikishi. When The Rock's
Well, he did it for The Rock.
I
He
Oh
did
my
it for The
God.
Rock.
I
did it for The Rock.
I did it for The Rock.
Y'all came up with this last minute, didn't you? Okay.
Cousin, I ran your ass over with a car. For
Hey,
you. I
all
did
I
it for
know-
you.
All I know is he had on fucking white leather.
Oh my
White
God.
leather.
Yeah.
Late night
That
was wild.
leather suit that he used to wear when he was a villain, that shit lives in
That's
my
what
head
I'm saying.
rent
That
free.
white leather shoe. I'm gonna wear white leather with blonde hair and black shades.
Bad man. He's a bad man.
So as you guys know, it is Halloween, and usually people like to go to Halloween parties. So here's something I want to ask. If you guys could go to a Halloween party with anybody, living or dead, who would you go with? What would your costume be? And what would you be doing with them the whole entire night?
I would choose like Quentin Tarantino to kick it with him like the whole entire night. Just like, and then, the whole plan would be like just literally going to like a party, but also like somehow making it a set or something like that. Like I'll convince him to like, I don't know, make like a film set. And like, yo, you need to make a movie right now. Like he'll probably be a high as hell, but yeah, we need to make a movie right now. Like just like a 60-second movie. That's all I'm asking. Like I just need a couple of tips and that's it. I would love to kick it with Quentin Tarantino for sure. Or it would be either Quentin Tarantino or Robert England because he's left there in his 70s already. So yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, can you imagine partying with Quentin? Like, That dude would probably go on a drinking.
You couldn't hang. You couldn't hang. No one could.
You know what? I think I am gonna go home because I didn't even know you did this shit.
Man, like I bet you this dude will be the one telling everybody to do Jaeger bombs and shit like that. Like, he'll have that shit already lined up. He's like, all right, we doing this right now. Come on, let's go.
Just know hearing her answer like makes me feel like I got like the wrong notes for homework. That's such a great answer past like the realm that my brain was at. And we'll do this. Like you went all the way into full. I'm gonna answer the question. This is what I want. Redo my whole goddamn answer. It was great fucking answers. Quentin Tarantino to be able to pick his brain.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Absolutely.
Dude, I've got like 5 floating around in my head. I think I have like one that I would settle on. I just don't know what we would do just because of who the person is. Right? Like, and that's kind of how that's kind of like what determines it, right? It's like,
don't tell me it's Alec Baldwin.
You know what? Look to the left. Don't understand.
Trying to get sued. Trying to get indicted on the show.
Like, fuck out his name. I just didn't know why. You know what I'd pick? I'd pick Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
It's a good choice. Yeah. Definitely. Hell
random, yeah. That's just random good. But not
what would you do?
What do you do with Napoleon Dynamite on Halloween? Like, I kind of want to. That sounds like the intro to a weird joke.
I wouldn't do anything but watch him. Watch. It's like I'd watch the dude from Hot Rod.
Andy Samberg.
Yeah.
Oh man, what about you, Enoch? Who would you go with?
Oh shit, that's easy, man. I'd go with Bruce Campbell with a bag of mushrooms. That's easy. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, ain't no doubt about it. And if he ever sees this, Bruce, I'm serious.
Like, yo, we about to have a fun time, Bruce. We about to go on an
adventure. Hell yeah. I'll dress his ass. You can dress as Pablo.
It's funny because Napoleon Dynamite also has a friend named Pablo, so it's like twins.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, what about you, Jeremy?
Jesus Christ. I think mine would be.
You better have something to say.
No, I do. It's just like I'm trying to figure out the what we would do part because mine would be David Lynch.
Yeah, that's
right?
Okay.
Both of them just ruined my whole plan of answer.
because I feel like that would be like the most confusing night I've ever had.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be able to get any questions answered.
No.
I wouldn't be able to get we probably wouldn't even end up where we're supposed to go.
No, I mean
yeah.
Not at
all. Find out like Eraserhead's like an autobiography.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what?
Yeah, we'd spend most of it out at Rancho Rosa. Like we wouldn't even like end up going anywhere. I'm like, Dave, you want to put a movie on? He's like, no, we're gonna meditate for the next 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk. And I'm like,
with our eyes.
We'll talk about the weather. You know, but like I've always wanted to meet David Lynch. Like, you know, I think every aspiring filmmaker or every writer like has like writers they
or Cronenberg be dope to hang out with too.
That'd probably be terrifying.
I know.
I'd just be asking him like questions about things, and he'd just be like talking in like graphic detail about the human body.
Yeah, he's like,
you know,
he's
like
how disgusting we are, and then like
how he hates us so much. It's like, yeah, man, you know that was a good movie. Yeah, her skin's nice. Like, all right, dude. Okay. All right, Dave. No, because it's like
so basically, A Night with David Lynch would be like one of his movies. Honestly,
it would basically be living like Blue Velvet or something. Like I didn't know that was something. You'd end up like meeting just the craziest characters, some of whom probably don't exist. Yeah, exactly. Like you're just at a bar that you pass on the street every day, and that bar has never been there. but now we're at this bar. There's a girl on stage. She's got 2 heads. She's singing a song like you swear you've heard before. You know. Like it would just be weird, dude. And like I just watched Mulholland Drive again. I think I watched.
Oh my god, yeah, that movie is so crazy.
Man, I think I watch that movie about 2-3 times a month. Like
for real, I've yet to watch that one. I have a copy of it.
Watch Inland Empire first, and then watch Mulholland Drive.
Oh, they go together.
Yeah, you should probably watch it. They're both kind of dreams, so you should watch both of them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I mean, I watch that movie often enough to know that like my life would be changed forever. You know, it would be the opposite of hanging out with Quentin Tarantino, who's actually like pretty grounded and like you would at least like have fun. My night with David Lynch would not be fun. I don't foresee myself like having a good like time, but I would still do it, right?
Like that's total opposite. Quentin Tarantino, he'll be trying to get you fucked up for the night. David Lynch, he will just fuck your mind up. That's about it.
I think you've been to a Halloween party with David Lynch. Get real. And
the thing is, like,
get off your fucking phone.
You know, here's what I see a night with David Lynch would be like. Like, you literally tell David Lynch, like, hey, we're going to a Halloween party. He'll come dressed up as himself.
Yeah, black suit.
Like
black suit, skinny tie, and not talk.
Just stands in the corner. The bottle of Jameson.
Paints. He just brings like a freaking what do you call it? Like the little thing you put the canvases on, the like easel.
Oh, yeah,
like, brings all of his painting stuff, just sets up in the party. Like, right next to the punch bowl and shit. You got to go around him. Just paints a black square all night. It's like, Dave, come on, man. Like, be social. What are you doing? I can't take you nowhere.
A window to my soul.
Painting a window to my soul. Leave me alone. Why did you bring me here?
40% butthead is so great to my high right now. Is he what? No.
Yeah, so that's mine.
All right, that's what's up. All right, so kind of like going back to like the movies, since you guys brought up Mulholland Drive, which is like definitely a freaky ass movie to watch.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some different type of movies, you know, some campy ones. So I like recently I watched Basket Case for the first time. I know a lot of people are probably like, damn, Doom, you just watched Basket Case.
It's about time.
yeah. You know, and I see how like Malignant draws a lot of similarities from that movie. I feel like they totally ripped that movie off, honestly.
Yeah, Frank Hellenauer is mad as hell right now.
Yeah. Yeah, but going back to like campy, do you think we could have more campy movies in 2021? Because honestly, I feel like Malignant was a campy movie just in 2021, but I know a lot of people hate it. I loved it, by the way. You know?
Yeah, I've got some thoughts. All right, see, here's the thing, right? Is like like your question is basically like if you're talking about like Sleepaway Camp, I feel like those are like horror movies that are designed to be fun. Mm-hmm. And like Malignant to me took itself way too seriously to be considered camp. It's not to say that it's not like a silly horror film, but like it's just the way that the lines are delivered and the way that like the plot progresses and stuff, like it takes itself way it doesn't know it's a horror film. Right? And that's kind of the fun of like watching something like, you know, Sleepaway Camp is that like, you know, the characters almost know that they're like in this absurd like borderline parody of Friday the 13th, right? So like I think that maybe like the gate might be open a little bit because horror films are supposed to be like Malignant, at least in my opinion. Not Malignant, but they're supposed to be like that. Right? They're supposed to be these like fun escapist, like, you know, like kind of like dumb stories. And that's like part of the what I liked about Malignant is that like it reminded me that horror films are supposed to be kind of dumb
over the top
sometimes. Over the top. They're not supposed to be real. Because it's like you look at like reviews and it's like Stephen King loved it. I'm like, yeah, I understand why Stephen King loved it. Because like, yeah, that seems like that's a very, very Stephen Kingish type of story, right?
Yeah.
And especially after you've done 15 years of like The Conjuring, right? like and that's all you've been watching for the past like 10 years is like Blumhouse, like fucking Fantasy Island and shit. like you know, like you've just been watching these like, you know, we can make this movie for $10 million.
Yeah, bro, they just churn them out, man. You know, I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
So yeah, I think you could. You just need the right director, right writer. There's nothing stopping you from making a Sleepaway Camp remake. I mean, you might just have to like deal with whatever themes would be relevant at the time. I mean, like you could do the same thing with Candyman and just make it about something, but there's nothing stopping you from making like probably Basket Case. You probably can't make a Basket Case. Ray would be pissed. Like, But no,
Especially
you
with
can
the
totally do it.
scenes.
And people are doing
carried
it.
back.
Yeah. I really do feel like we could do campy again. You know, it's probably not going to have the same nostalgia like, you know, early 80s films like Slumber
Yeah.
Party Massacre or Basket Case or Pumpkinhead. You know,
Brain Damage. You ever seen Brain Damage?
I haven't seen Brain Damage before.
All right, it's made by the same guy who did Basket Case.
Mhm.
Watch that film. It's great. If you like that campy kind of New York inside of a dim lighted apartment, that about an alien who like injects like this liquid LSD into these people's brain and gets them hooked. Then if they want another dose, then they have to go kill somebody and bring him a brain to eat. It's genius. It's so good. The guy's name's Wilmer, the alien. Talks like this really fancy British accent. It's fucking nuts.
Yo, that's a terrible name for an alien.
But it
Bro, wait
works.
till you see him. He's like a slug, like a 1.5 foot long blue slug. It's genius. It's so good. It's
I
so
don't know.
bad. It's amazing.
I don't know why the first thing I thought of when you said Wilmer, all I thought was Wilmer Valderrama from that
Hey,
70s show.
I was right there too. I did too. I was like, oh.
My brain just instantly went to that 70s
Yeah,
show.
put that on your list, bro. Watch that. Because when you see the two old people who have had this alien harboring him for like 20 years and they're all like fiend out and like he escapes. Dude,
Yeah.
that couple steals the show. They're just, they're all trying to get their fix. It's crazy.
Because like when you talk about camp, man, I think that like the way that you think about it is like it's almost kind of like generational, right? Because it's like you could watch stuff like Aqua Splash and like even stuff like Shark Exorcist like has a place. Because like I think that's what people would think about when they think like intentionally bad. Well, who knows if it's intentionally, but like bad B movie that's supposed to be like outlandish, like over the top and stuff. It's like
oh yeah, like Killer Clowns.
We're already in that. Yeah, we're already in that era of like
When I think of like camping movies, like what it is to me is like a movie that has a very limited set, where most of the film takes place in either this area or this area. You know, to me, that's my definition of what I think campy is.
Jeremy always with the facts.
I can see you, man.
I know it's immediate. I told you cut through all bullshit immediately.
Yeah. I almost raised my hand on accident. That would have been weird.
Oh man, that would have been funny. Oh man, but so as you guys know, like during Halloween time, this is the time for candy. You know, we all love candy. We all have our favorites. You know, my favorite is sometimes Reese's Pieces or like sometimes Hershey's. So what candy for you guys is a deal breaker besides purple licorice or candy corn? Because everybody's gonna say that shit.
What's wrong with candy corn?
I know. I never understood that. I don't know why.
Who doesn't like candy corn?
I like candy
It's
corn.
always, I feel like it's always a running joke on social media that people hate candy corn, but it's like y'all motherfuckers ate candy corn when y'all was kids. That was like literally.
I love candy corn.
It's the least offensive Halloween candy. You can give it to literally any kid. Every kid eats candy corn. What?
That's good.
Yeah,
that's strange. Who are these people? What are their names?
Could you imagine passing out candy corn at Halloween? You're just like grabbing a handful off the bag, like, oh, here you go, kid. Like, what? I never seen individually wrapped candy corns. It's like digging your hand in.
Individually wrapped candy corns.
Yeah, here you go. That's one bag.
300.
Okay, well, maybe I should rephrase the question. What candy would you be upset about if you saw that in your Halloween bag and you'd be like, man, this is some bullshit? Like,
Werther's original.
Jawbreakers.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Werther's?
I would say like probably like peppermint or like I don't like Babe Ruth. Like it's literally just like it's just like.
I never understood people who like Baby Ruths or like the fucking what was the other candy that they made?
People who like Babe Ruth were around when Babe Ruth was around.
Yeah.
So was Coca-Cola, and it wasn't Coca-Cola.
Oh
Nah,
man.
I'm
Y'all take me for loops. Like I'd be like supporting the shit out of everything y'all say, and then y'all say something so blasphemous. This is not my party. Rather than ruin their time, I'm gonna look to the left. This is just a nasty ass baby Ruth, like stupid ass Lamborghini with its stupid ass speed.
Oh man, what about you,
All the
Jeremy?
things you like about candy are inside the baby Ruth. Like 9 candies together. Except peanut butter.
I'm allergic to nuts, man. So every time I get almond joys, I just kind of want to like come back to that house later, you know, and then throw eggs out. There was one Halloween. So like there's two things in candy that I don't like because it's just coconut and like nuts, obviously. Like I can't have them.
Mhm.
I shit you not, man. One Halloween, I must have been like 11 or so. We went trick-or-treating. My whole bag was Mounds, Almond Joys, Snickers.
No.
Like I was so mad.
That's the Walgreens bargain bin stuff.
I was like, these people went to Walgreens today and bought the $5 mix bag. And it's just Butterfingers and Snickers, and I got home and I couldn't eat anything except for like the Werther's Originals. Which are all you get. You'll always get one Tootsie Roll. You'll always get, you know,
the only candy that when you say the candy, you think of the commercial.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, man. So at least Tootsie Roll sticks with you, you know. But no, I can't eat anything nut related. So every time I get an almond joy, my eye twitches.
Pleasure you talk shit about, but everything's okay. As long as you can put like 95 together.
Hey,
as a matter of fact,
I'm gonna have to go with I'm going with Twizzlers.
Twizzler. What's wrong with Twizzlers, bro?
I'll take them.
No, I love Twizzlers. I eat that on work all day.
I'll take them.
Twizzlers is for people who eat licorice on autopilot. It's the same shape. It's the same texture. Bring it on in. It's the other potato. It's a red potato. Potato. It's like the diet candy of candies.
It's true.
Yeah. That is true, man. Twizzlers is like the least candy. It's just candy set to minimum. Like,
set to minimum.
It's just the small. It is like now that I'm thinking about it, like Twizzlers is really like it's just like if you were to say that what is candy? What is the essence of candy? Twizzlers.
Flavor. Flavor and fun.
Just like baseline.
Like a candy jump rope when you're in trouble.
Well, no, that already exists because we got the Wonka jump ropes, right? The ones with the nerds on them.
Wonka nerds.
Oh my god. That is like sugar high. That is sugar crack right there.
Yeah.
It is.
Terrible. And dark chocolate Hershey's would piss me the fuck off. If I got a bunch of Hershey's
dark chocolate,
in my bag, gold instead, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
See, I don't like dark chocolate, but it depends on what they mix it with. Like that Andes candy in that green wrapper is the shit. The motel horror candy.
Motel.
And a little piece on her pillow. I would never trust that in a million years, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust someone who gave me nondescript candy at Halloween.
Yeah.
it's just a foil wrapped hard candy of some kind.
Candy ever, but there's no name on it.
Yeah.
What is
called Hershey's with a Sharpie? Put an A in it. Hershey.
It's a Hershey.
No why.
It's good, I promise.
Something to make you double take.
Oh my
well, Shaq wasn't in Shazam.
It's always been Hershey.
Always been Hershey.
All right.
Oh man. So we're gonna wind down. Any last thoughts about candy, you guys? Because we're gonna go ahead and move into our next topic.
You made us mad. I'm just thinking about all the bad Halloweens I've had where I've gotten bad all.
I know for me, like all I did with the bad candy, I was like, nah, get rid of that shit. Oh my god. So here's the thing. and I just thought about this. Remember that like whole shit about like razor blades and candy and all that?
Sewing
Yeah.
needles and
I
apples.
lived in the 90s, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing. Needles
I
and apples and
swear.
razor blades and chocolate bars, man.
Yeah.
For like 3 minutes.
Like, I don't know if y'all ever like trick or treated in your neighborhood or anything like that. Have you ever done that before?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I probably only did that like one time, and after that it was like trick or treat in the mall and all that, you know, because it was just like
What mall?
the Crenshaw Mall.
Oh my god,
the Crenshaw Mall, bro.
You were just outside the Magic Johnson. They're giving you you get Lucas and stuff.
Not the Baldwin Hills Plaza, like you can like bullshit look up on Google. You called it the real version.
Yeah, it's a Crenshaw Mall, man.
It's a Crenshaw Mall.
I did go trick or treating once in the mall when I was like really, really little. Though this is like years and years ago, but I definitely gone trick or treating a few times in my own neighborhood, and then my grandparents lived in or they still live there actually in Chino Hills for as long as I've been alive. So like I'm 33, so 33 years at least for sure. And I used to go trick-or-treating in that neighborhood because they had the big ass candy bars and stuff like that.
I was on that same tip. You find the big old houses with the older homeowners. Here you go.
Yeah. Full-size candy bars.
Hell yeah. Great.
Yeah.
At Costco candy.
Yeah. Before there was a Costco, you know.
So Dimey, when you went home, did like your parents like check the candy before you had to eat it and all that?
Like, so sometimes because like my mom tried to do us dirty, like she would like put all of our candies in one, like because I had siblings, I have siblings, you know, and put like all our candies in like
let
one.
you have one piece at a time.
Yeah.
Man, I got all the good stuff. I gotta mix it up with my little brother, man. You tripping.
100%. And then on top of that, she would be like, not only like putting all of my siblings' candy and my candy together, she would be like, y'all not gonna eat all that candy. I'm gonna take some of that candy to work.
Yup. That's right there. My mom did the same.
She was like, "This is my candy now."
Yeah, I
was You're like, Mom, can I get my candy? You like my candy?
Right, 100%.
What candy?
What candy?
Some Debo. What chain? What candy?
And then she just gives you a peppermint.
At the bottom of her purse. I got this for you.
You just sit there. Like you can't even cuss your mom out. You just cuss her. You're like, motherfucker. Like,
real though.
That's definitely the first quiet person in the room. Just close the door.
And then having to ask permission for your own candy that you like worked for. Like, really? For real? Like that's what you
yeah, she was showing you how taxes work.
Yeah.
She's literally just like, this is your labor being exploited. You've made me very wealthy, and I appreciate that. See you next year. You brought me much candy. I deserve a raise.
All right, 2 peppermint patties for you.
Yeah.
You didn't even get peppermint patties when you trick-or-treated. She just had them stored somewhere. Here, have a Twizzlers. Never ask me for more.
Oh man, that was fun. All right, so right now we're gonna go ahead and jump into our next topic. We're gonna go ahead and do some trivia games, you guys.
Don't we make you laugh? Aren't we fucking funny?
Yep. So right now, we did this in the last episode with Enoch and And
I
Callie,
am the reigning champ. I know he wants his redemption.
Yeah, and I don't think y'all have the pre-interview conversations together. So any good horror movies that anyone knows?
Set up for failure on this one, man.
The questions were a little.
yeah, it was all a conspiracy right there. You know, me and Enoch, you know, we got together. We was just like, yo, so how are we gonna do this?
Hellraiser 7.
Of course they're gonna win, man. They made the game.
On Elm Street Part 2. I knew I was fucked.
Honestly, same, dude. I know the movie. I don't know the quotes.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and split you guys up into teams. So since Kelly, you want your payback, so I'm a team you up.
I can't be on your team.
Yeah, so I'm gonna team you up with Jeremy. Dimey, you're gonna team up with Enoch. So our topic is gonna be horror movie quotes. So first team to get to 3 points basically wins. All right, so I'm gonna start it off. Let's go. So here is gonna be quotes. So all you have to do is just name the movie. You don't have to name the character who said it, just the movie, and it has to be the exact movie. So yeah,
are we buzzing in, or are you asking the team?
You guys just answer it.
Oh.
Yep.
All right.
That's some Family Feud.
Yep. All right. So first quote: "Time to cut out the cancer."
Oh,
Malignant.
Dimey and Enoch, you guys got it first. So you missed it by a second.
Right?
But I knew it though.
It was on by a second.
You asked me one that I knew, and I was still wrong.
I call and walk to like 15 minutes before the interview, so this shit can start going differently.
I hate Halloween.
All right, next quote. It's the whole damn hive.
Oh, Candyman. Bernie Mac.
Specifically the Bernie Mac Candyman.
Yeah.
2021.
All right.
Not Chucky, not Freddy, not Pinhead.
That'd be funny if it was Pinhead. That'd be funny.
That would be. All right.
I told you it was gonna be fucking Hellraiser 9.
Hey, you know, it would make a badass Hellraiser. Dave Chappelle.
Oh my God. If he was Pinhead, that would be ridiculous.
Dave Chappelle as Pinhead.
We did Negan.
I'm really trying to imagine that right now. Like, I'm imagining his
He's
voice.
like, gotcha, bitch.
Yeah. But I can't think of a
In the
line
box.
that Pinhead said.
He's got to go out. He just does the face.
Shouldn't have played with the box. We got you.
All right, so Enoch and Dimey, you guys are up 2-0 right now. All right, next quote. I'm the devil, and I'm here to do the devil's work.
Otis, Devil's Rejects.
Devil's Rejects.
Enoch got it, bro.
Yeah, Enoch. I'm glad you're on my team.
That was a clean sweep.
I said the.
I love that
Rejects.
film.
While I was saying rejects, I heard S. While I was saying rejects.
Yeah, you could have said any of the movies. House would have been acceptable. Also, House of a
I
Thousand
love
Corpses,
Bill Moseley.
3 from Hell. Honestly, I feel like 3 from Hell shouldn't have been made.
No, 3 from Hell should not have been made. No, I agree with you.
No,
100%
Everybody feels
there.
that way.
What's that other movie that came out in
13?
between?
31.
Oh, 31.
Yes.
31.
I actually love 31 though.
I've seen to a movie that went nowhere. Best beginning I've ever seen.
He froze.
My partner's gone, guys. I never had a chance.
Man, Chappelle Razor got him.
Chappelle
Chappelle
Razor.
Razor.
I think Chappelle did get him.
Make the merch. Make the merch.
I was telling
He
you,
played
bro.
with the box. He played with the box.
Make the merch. Do it. I'll design the shirt. I'm on it.
I want to burn you.
I want a Bernie Mac Candyman and a Chappelle razor, dude. I'm good.
Yeah, I got you. I will work
there.
on that, bro. Those would probably sell
Go
too.
do the Bernie
I will get them printed 100%.
So what's Steve Harvey gonna be? Freddy Krueger?
Nothing.
Oh my god.
Steve Harvey's gonna be whatever. Steve Harvey's gonna be whatever movie monster is gonna tell me to just work harder. That's gonna be Steve Harvey.
That's what Steve Harvey's gonna be. He's gonna be Burt Reynolds.
It's gonna
Burt
be
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds mustache.
I don't know what the hell Steve Harvey would be actually, like, now that I'm thinking about it. Like,
Oh my god.
I mean, oh man, yeah, probably.
At this time, I'd like to say Freddy Krueger is better than Jason. So I can do an innocent
Same.
change and a subject
I think
change.
Jason is better than Michael Myers. I think Michael
I-
Myers is such a
take
boring
that back.
character. I'm sorry. That dude is
You know
too
what's
boring.
not
for me.
fair with that answer? It's killer for killer. Jason's better.
Mhm.
Not even statistic-wise, movie for movie, but Michael Myers' aura and ambiance and surroundings contribute to his character. Jason is extremely only dependent on himself. That's why he was in fucking space and Manhattan fighting boxers.
Also, want to point out, to follow with what you guys said earlier, Michael Myers.
And Michael Myers was on a genius level because they were playing with like peripheral vision and doing the stuff that really made horror, like fuck the jump scares, like the whole time he was right here, you just weren't paying attention. That is a way more like risk to take making a movie versus the cheap. We're gonna play something really loud to hurt your ears, and then he's gonna jump out and kind of do shit.
Well, yeah, he's technically maskless, right? Michael Myers has his mask off all the time. He just looks like a normal person, so like no one would recognize him if they saw him, and like that's kind of the scary aspect of it. You know, that and the whole no motive thing is what always got me.
That's like that was one of the first movies where like the cast was like backing up the fear of the killer before you would get to the killer. Like everybody be telling you how horrible it is before you get to see him, versus you just see random violence happen and now you know he's a problem. Like everybody's already terrified and you don't know why, so now you're engaged immediately.
Yeah, when it comes to Michael Myers, I get mad hate because I prefer the Rob Zombie one.
I have not watched those yet. I have never heard anybody say they love it.
I can't help myself.
Love?
Or like I enjoy that film.
Or like you just really like it. Like you love it.
So far, I could shut up about it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I watched the original. I mean, I guess
because of your love. It's because of your love and loyalty to Rob Zombie subconsciously. That's all.
He's saying no.
It's my love for special effects.
Yes,
that's what does it for me.
Speaking of Rob Zombie, are you guys excited for that Monsters movie that he's doing?
Man, I'm scared because
is it gonna be a horror
great.
film, like, or is it gonna be like a family comedy? You know, I'm kind of like
you know what?
With everybody that he usually collaborate with. I don't know if it's gonna be horror comedy. It's gonna be so many motherfuckers in that movie.
Can you imagine the Monsters? The Monsters is just like a movie about like horrible white trash. Like
I feel like that's what it's going to be about. I honestly feel like that's what it's going to be about.
Chain smoking Marlboro Reds.
Trailer park. Everyone is like.
I mean, Rob Zombie's gonna have his wife again in like the 37th movie that he's made. Like,
everything. I mean, if you're gonna pay somebody, you might as well pay someone in the household, you know.
like him and Tim Burton are just infamous for throwing their wives in their movies. Like, it's like, dude.
That's in Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses, or is that his sister?
That's his wife. That's Sherry Moon.
Yeah, Sherry Moon is his wife.
Yeah,
she's in all of them.
Yeah, she's
even
in all of his movies.
Y'all seen El Super Beasto?
She is in El Super Beasto,
yeah. You talking about the cartoon movie?
Yeah.
I watched that like sometime last year. I was like, what the fuck?
The music, dude, the music that he wrote for that is too good. Then she jumps the train. Like, what the fuck's going on?
I swear there was so much
Yeah, I've
cartoon
seen that,
nudity. I was like,
guys
shouldn't
saw
this be
Lord
like
of the
on a
Rings?
porno? Like,
Dude.
There's
it
a
looks
lot.
like this should be on the hub.
A lot.
Hey, have y'all seen Lords of Salem?
Yep.
Not yet.
Mm-mm.
Wait,
That's
that's
actually-
the one where she works at the
Radio station.
Radio
yeah, the radio station.
Yeah.
I actually thought that was a really good film.
Yeah, it's
It
a
looked
good
good.
psychological.
It was uncomfortable as hell. And
Yeah.
you could see
Dude, the
with the right
soundtrack.
twist,
Yes.
supposed to be like that movie has the greatest song I've heard in years.
Bro, that
Shining
soundtrack?
Forever song.
Oh my
Mhm.
god.
It's like Something in Fur is the name of the group.
Mm.
Something in Fur. But yeah, that's a level of that whole ambience of that movie was the shit. And you could tell
Yeah, it's like
like,
dream state, almost like it's
it went
And
Dude,
it was very eerie too. It wasn't
Yo.
like anything like you could just sit there and get jump scared by. It was
Exactly.
a very eerie film.
it kind of had like that Suspiria, you know, like the colors. Like how
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what it's going for, because Suspiria is about witches, it's
Mhm.
about the witch coven. So is that film, and I kind of draw the connection. I was like, okay, I kind of see like
you
his
can always
version
tell
of that.
people are influenced by like the great ideas they've seen.
Oh yeah,
So why not, give like homage type thing? But you could tell it was like one wrong move was made that didn't make that movie like the shit. It was supposed to
exactly.
be the shit.
It should have
Something
been
happened.
a lot more appreciated than it was. But
Yeah.
and honestly, I think
they
it
just,
might have
like,
been his wife.
like, I don't know where they were going towards the end, but the ride towards the top of the roller coaster was
Oh,
everything
yeah.
you want.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
ladies
I'm gonna
that
have to
she's
say
living
the
with?
ending
Only
was
ride
like,
Oh, man.
a roller coaster, and then they're like, "All right, everybody out."
yeah, the
You
crazy
never
thing,
get-
like most of the movie was good, but that ending was very mid. Like honestly.
Yeah. It built up so much tension, like when she's living with those two ladies, and they're just like
Mhm.
sitting there drinking tea, and they're like, "Hey, how you doing?" It's like, oh, and
Yeah.
yeah, that shit was good.
Yeah, but I'm kind of scared for this Monsters movie by Rob Zombie. Honestly.
I'm excited, but I'm scared too, because I'm like, he's just not my favorite director. He's just I want him to win, like I do, because his ideas are great, but somehow he just goes like completely like it's like Ryan Murphy. Like Ryan Murphy will make a really good season and then kill it with a really shitty ending. And it's like,
Yeah,
what the
see-
Oh
fuck
my
happened?
god, that's like
I agree.
almost every American Horror Story season. Like literally, the last episode is usually just like lackluster and underwhelming.
Season
Honestly.
two, season two had a pretty decent end to that arc.
But
Though.
yeah, season 2 is amazing.
Asylum is
agree.
Okay, Asylum had a decent ending. Coven had a decent ending. Those are the only
Yeah,
two ones
Coven-
I can really say had a
Yeah, he's been a good
decent ending from beginning to end.
Mhm.
1984. American Horror Story
The
season
ending?
9.
I need to watch it. I haven't watched it
The
yet.
whole ride. The
I
whole
like season
ride
4.
that paid homage to the corny 80s.
Mhm.
Everything
Yeah.
was good.
That shit's
1984.
dope.
The music.
But
The
part 4
hairstyle.
was the shit.
Speaking
Yeah,
of,
Then they like curveballs at you because like if you're like a real horror fan, it's obvious they put Richard Ramirez in it. And it's obvious they created
yeah,
Mhm.
But behind that, you got to see the Freddy versus Jason texture in it. Like,
Yeah,
it was
you
a
did.
genius the way they had it, right? Like it was the talker versus the quiet problem, and you got to pay attention. Pay attention to both of them at the exact same time. Like it was an ingenious set. Like I never had a dull moment with 1984. There was no letdowns. They kept doing the twist switch. Like I was so let down by Roanoke.
Oh
That
my
ride-
god!
I
I
actually
Where's
like
the
Roanoke
way?
though. That was a freaky ass season. Honestly.
Roanoke sucked. I didn't like Roanoke either. And
I like that Coven
like-
one. That was pretty good.
The
I messed with
beginning of
that.
Apocalypse was the shit. The first episode 1 of Apocalypse was
Yeah.
like like the beginning of Final Destination 2. Like it was platinum standard. to set up what the hell's gonna be going on, and then
Yeah,
just
that one went south real quick, in my opinion, though.
it did.
Apocalypse
The last great you got was when they played the witch music and showed the witches. That was the last dope ride you got, and then after that, you just kind of watched.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, yeah,
did you
that's the
guys
girl-
watch Fear Street?
Not yet. I want to watch that though. Definitely.
I mean,
I
I heard it was good. I heard that it was good.
I think it's
Oh,
one of those films that they just like churn out for like, teenage kids kind of thing.
yeah, I could tell I wasn't the demographic for it.
For the TikTok crowd.
Oh,
Yeah.
In your TikTok memes.
It literally was like the messaging on that whole series is literally like stuff that TikTok kids would be on, like just literally. Maybe that's why I didn't care for it that much.
I was
I'm
super excited for part 2, 1980s summer camp. Like, that's my shit. And then I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I felt like they underwhelmed with that one too. I was just like, yo, like I was excited for it too because I love those summer camp movies. But this one,
man, they didn't even have the attire correct. No crop top T-shirts. Like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was like. It was all right. Everybody keeps saying it was the best one. I'm like, it was all right. So, but anyway, we're gonna go ahead and go into break, you guys. So when we come back, we're gonna have more games, more fun. So like you shouldn't say in a scary movie. I'll be right back. And we are back, you guys. We are back with the Halloween special. All right, so right now we're about to get into another game, or basically another scenario. So basically, it's kind of like a pick two, another one is dropped out. So basically, I'm gonna give you guys like a list of scenarios, and we're all just gonna kind of like come up with like two things that should stay and one that should go. So kind of like a this or that kind of scenario. So first off, biggest disappointment this year: Malignant, Halloween Kills, Candyman.
Yeah.
Which two are the biggest disappointments?
Who's first?
State your case. State your case.
And man, my two
I was.
choices.
Wait, which ones?
Candy and man.
Candy.
We gotta pick
Honestly, I do feel like Candyman was one of the biggest, at least for me.
For me,
I know,
too.
Dimey, you love it, but oh my god, it was
I can
too
appreciate
much.
what they were doing, but I just want Tony Todd.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind Yaya, but I wanted more Tony Todd.
Mm.
That's what I'm
Honestly,
saying. You can't remake movies where the characters built off being able to see them. This is why I hate Superman.
Yep,
I
exactly.
like Batman. You don't know who
Especially
I am.
when they're. I mean, you got the man on set. Just use him for the whole thing, Like, you get 5 minutes at the end of the
You're
film.
over here sleeping and scaring everybody on set for free. Happy I was. I saw him for like 3 seconds on Final Destination. Like, this is gonna be the greatest movie ever.
yeah, like for me, I just couldn't understand why like they only used them at the end, and you get like this super. You don't even see the man's face really. You just see like a super.
Like
hazy.
They had my man stand in front of the green screen so they could composite his face onto.
Yeah, that was it.
And the only thing he said was "tell everyone," and I'm just like, "Tell everyone what?"
Lines I never saw it.
I loved it. I did. I wanted to go see it, and I did a I have to upload it, but I did a review on it, and it was good. It was really like I loved it. I like the political statement in it, and I kind of like that I predicted what it was going to probably be about anyway. So, but I would say Malignant, and there was things that I liked about Halloween Kills, but there were a lot of things that like rewatching like some of the reviews, like Red Letter Media, like who does really did great reviews. Like I was agreeing with some of the stuff that they were saying about the film, and I was like, yeah, it wasn't horrible. It just
Go ahead and classify it. I want you to give me a genre. Go ahead.
We're
waiting for you to tell me.
Red light person. That's what that answer is. Politics. The movie was great. The killer was great. Everybody else was terrible. They spent all their energy focusing on, man, this is going to be called Halloween Kills.
Yo, Tommy Doyle was going too hard, man.
He was.
Evil dies tonight.
For the 15th time. Say it again.
Like 20 times, bro. Like, I understand what you're saying, dude.
Down power.
Dude.
Yeah, they just wanted to remind you, like, evil dies tonight. Evil dies tonight. Like, yo.
That's been said for about 70 years.
But I mean, that's like with Candyman. The whole damn high. We the whole damn high. Like okay, I got it. Like, damn.
So this is the pick too, man. Are those really for real the only 3 horror films that came out this year? Because we had that back and forth discussion. I was sitting in my house like a couple months ago, and I sat there and I sent a message, man, and I was like, dude, did Escape Room 2 come out? Like, I was like, have there been any horror movies?
Well, Spiral
Escape Room came out, and so did The Purge.
Spiral was
The
released.
Purge.
The Forever
Don't
Purge.
Breathe 2.
Don't Breathe 2.
Yeah, Don't Breathe.
But see, the thing is, like, with this one, I was focusing on like what was coming out. Well, what was supposed to come out last year, but they brought it out this year.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
And it was just like when it came out, it was like, this is it.
Which includes Malignant.
The movie that actually like really scared me was It Chapter 2.
I just watched that the other day. I watched both
that
at the same time.
movie is such a ride that you can't predict.
You love that old lady, don't you? Let me get you a cookie.
That is the number one scene that made me almost quit watching that movie. Because that's my weakness in horror movies is not being able to process.
Man, she came out that hallway with no bra on. I was like, oh
my god! Wait, did her titties float too?
Oh, hell yeah, the butterfly wing.
I noticed no titties. I was just afraid.
Yeah,
they built that up so damn good. They built that up good. It seemed like the maker of that movie like read psychology and got like the top 20 things people are afraid of the most and made sure to incorporate it somewhere in that 9-hour movie.
9 hours.
It was long as hell.
You gotta fear clowns. You gotta fear random unexplained shit like me. Like, you weren't supposed to be 10'9". I was cool with it. Like for you to step up under, like that was so unneeded.
I definitely liked both movies. I honestly liked It Part 2 more, and then again, Red Letter is it Media?
Yeah.
Broke it down again, and they made me not like it so much. Just the same thing with Suicide Squad, and I was like, what happened? Like, if you want to be convinced that you're like you don't like a certain movie or that you love a certain movie, please don't watch Red Letter Cinema or Media, because
Mike and Jay half in the bag will go in.
They will break it down for you, and you won't like it. And I was like, no.
Yeah. I have the same relationship with like the new ones, the new It's as I do with like Kill Bill volumes 1 and 2, where it's like even though it's one film, you have to watch it as 2 different ones, which is like why they're shot that way. Because the second movie is like it's nothing like the first. Oh,
it's not.
Two different themes. So like I do like I like the second one more.
Mm-hmm.
I do too.
Because I think the second one was like way less scary. It had more like funny, fun in it.
Wait, which one are you talking about? Kill Bill or It?
No, it chapter 2.
I thought you were talking about Kill Bill.
Yeah,
No.
Kill Bill.
No, because it's like people.
I guess it was kind of funny, huh?
That's the complaint, right? It's like people watch Kill Bill Volume 1 and then they get to Kill Bill Volume 2 and they're like, "What's all this character development shit? Like, what's all this like me getting to know the bride and like."
But see, that's what I like about Kill Bill.
I want more sword fights. You know, like what happened? And I feel like that's what it was. Is like it was front loaded with the scares, and the second one is more about like the people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if we're gonna be talking about what disappointed me, man, I don't know if any of the movies on that list disappointed me, but like I'll have to say Candyman and Malignant because you know how I feel about Candyman. We don't need to go into it right now.
It's the whole damn time.
I think Malignant was more disappointing just because of
Big time.
It's just Malignant. It's Sharknado to me. Like, I don't need to talk about Malignant. I think everyone said everything.
I love
where it's like
Malignant.
you can like the movie and admit that like James Wan totally made it as like a joke. You know,
yeah.
Like anything in Hollywood.
He knew it'd sell, so he's like, "Oh, here, let's throw this on there." And
I mean, he knew
the same
it was
with
gonna
like
sell because it has his name on it. You
it's
know,
the same with,
exactly.
Like, you know, Martin Scorsese made Hugo. You know, like there's always that like one movie that like filmmakers will make that people are just like, why did you do this? He's like, well, I made it for my kid. I made it for my kid. They're like, dude, you just took $110 million and just like you can't do that, Martin. Like,
shut up, yeah, I can. Know who I am?
But I think James Wan did the same thing to where he's just like, you could have made anything. Like, why would you make a joke movie? You know, like you could have like if someone told you like James Wan, blank check from Warner Bros. Right? You have access to all of the film banks. What do you want to do? And he's like, I want to do a remake of Gone with the Wind or some shit. Like you could have done anything, you know, like absolutely anything. You have access to it. Like you could have been like, I want to do a remake of The Shining, like greenlight it, buy the rights to give them to me and let me do The Shining, like anything, you know. I'm glad he did an original idea. Like that's what we can always say about Malignant. It's like, yeah, it's original. It's not like a Blumhouse movie. It's not a movie that we've seen in a while.
Yeah.
And but like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? Like, you could have done anything, man. But yeah, so that's the biggest disappointment for me.
Yeah. All right. So next scenario. So biggest tropes that we can do without. It's between the jump scare, the fake out, and the split up.
What about
which
falling
two?
down?
We can
bro?
only pick two. Man.
Mine's the falling down, bro. I can't stand that. or the weapon fumbling. Like, oh, I got a knife.
Tripping over a branch. Specifically tripping over a branch.
It's like it's
so bad, bro.
Okay, what are the three again?
The jump scare, the fake out, and the split up.
You're just telling me to hate Blumhouse movies. That's basically what you're doing. That's basically what you're telling me to do. I'm gonna say fake outs and jump scares. Those are the two I can do without, because at least the split up can have some thematic properties. But like
the split up can actually, give you more to build on story wise.
It can do something. Jump scares don't
always
do anything.
is like the start of the anxiety. It's like, all right, it's time for the ride. That's the split up. It's like
you can follow each character on their own little journey. I'm down with that.
Jump scares are useless. Jump scares are for people who can't afford Tom Savini.
Yep. Hey, you called it.
Tom Savini's busy. He's got Myers quietly. He's got Jason, and he's got Maniac. So we're gonna go ahead and take this knife and throw it here on the floor.
For me, I don't think this was an option, but like I hate when people have a really great working vehicle that's just right outside waiting for them to use, and they never use it.
It's the one time your 2016 Corolla just refuses to start.
Yeah,
like,
water in the engine all of a sudden.
It's only got 12,000 miles on it. It's a failure of a car.
Like you got a full tank of gas out of nowhere, just it's on empty.
Yep,
it's like right there.
It's a perfectly running car. There's just
like the serial killer out there, like just siphoned all the gas out. You ain't going nowhere, bitch. I got you.
Pulled all the spark plugs.
Right here is just
Yeah.
zombies.
What the fuck
You
you
know, like
gonna do?
movies,
Yeah, the jump
It's just-
scares gotta go, man. I can't wait until horror movies get smarter. That's all I'm gonna say. It's like if you like find a different way to scare them, you know.
You can wait because you're gonna have to wait.
You have to be patient, man.
Damn choice. Like,
Oh man, I think for me it's the
don't-
fake out.
don't remake movies unless they have a mask. If a character's been built up on anything that has to do with their face or their personality, you leave it
Yeah.
alone.
Well, that's
Yeah.
so that's the Wes Craven thing, man. It's like that's what makes Freddy so great is he created a maskless
Yes.
killer that
That's why
had a personality, right? That was his entire goal.
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
only people who also did it weren't trying to do it, and that's Pinhead.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They were just on some, man, how close to bondage can we get?
Yeah, you know,
What
I mean,
they
it was
call
the
it,
80s, you know, Clive Barker's probably all zooted and he's like, yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Call it
Snap
fresh-
the leather.
He's
Cut
fresh
the
off a raw
chain.
head. He's fresh off a raw head Rex.
Yeah, raw head Rex.
Makes raw head Rex goes right to hell.
Pinhead's right there with Freddy. As far as the talker on screen in horror movies, Pinhead's right there. They just don't have a direction with them. They're like
Oh, that's
Killer
a nice
Instinct,
album.
like a bunch of great
That's a
ass
nice
fighters,
cover.
but there's no
Mhm.
storyline. We're just gonna fight real hard, and it's gonna be fun for 4 minutes, and then we're gonna play Madden again.
Well, what about stuff like Phantasm, right? Like the Thin Man.
Ooh,
and whatnot.
ooh.
Anything
I
about
love Phantasm. Phantasm
Anything.
2, boy.
That's the you, Enoch. You any points I might have quietly took from you tonight have been all given back. By you mentioning all that. But that's the greatest guilty pleasure I have is Phantasm 2. None of the other Phantasm, but music-wise, because I make music, like Phantasm's music was like Suspiria area.
Yes.
Like
Mhm.
I
The whole
love Freddy.
score is
Freddy music's
beautiful.
only a little creepy. It's just like Michael Myers' music is just as important as he is. That's
Yep.
the level of
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
agreed.
you gotta incorporate all of that in your movies.
I
Music's
agree on
got-
that.
That's like
Like,
Children of the Corn.
That's what saved Lords of Salem. That movie was really not that good.
No, but
that
that.
one song set the tone for how dope it
Yeah.
can
Hey,
be.
you should sample that, bro. Sample that from the record.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that'd be
That would
dope.
be sick.
In about 2 hours.
Yeah.
I felt like Silent Hill made me fall in love with the movie because the soundtrack and the composer.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you got see? I feel
Like,
like
when you were
movies have
playing the
lost
game,
that.
they took the music serious in the game
Yeah.
before the movie even hit. Like Silent Hill 1 on old ass PlayStation.
Mhm.
Yes.
Pull
Yeah.
emotions out of you that you
I think
never
these
got.
horror movies would do better if they actually hired a composer to do scores like they used to. You
Yeah.
know, like why don't they do that anymore? You know, that's a huge letdown to me. That's like a highlighting point.
Because it takes time. It adds time to your production schedule.
Yeah, for sure.
And you actually have
You have to give your composer 2 months to actually get the music and build a band and record stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
unless you're just like John Carpenter or something where you just make
Or
your
you're
own.
Charles Band, and you're just like,
But
Yeah.
those
here,
are
let me
all
slap
original
together
people.
Puppet Master and Reanimator. And
Those
Yeah.
are all in this era where everybody's like doing remakes. The wall that they hit is that original music piece fit the whole aura and feel of that movie. So
Mhm.
technically, you got to come up with a whole nother theme now. You can't even reuse it. That's why, not to shit on what you love, but the Halloween remakes don't give you that feeling with the music. Like the
Mhm.
Halloween.
No, I agree.
hearing that
I agree.
happy ass tune in Halloween put you
I
in
agree
the setting.
100%.
It's built perfectly. And this is the remaking phase. So like Jeremy was saying, like the wall that they hit is you got to adjust your movie now to that classic that you obviously don't know how to do, which is why you're remaking everything.
Well, the
Mhm.
remake had John Carpenter as the composer and his
Mhm.
son.
Mhm.
Like even like you was talking about, like Dami was talking about with Silent Hill. All them games that we loved without really knowing it had music composers.
Like Resident Evil 1. Yeah.
Oh,
Green.
Like,
yeah.
the whole beginning to Resident Evil 1, and I'm kind of like the ignorant California guy. Like I always got to choose one side and say fuck the other. Like that's what every decision.
That is definitely a California thing.
There's no middle ground ever.
No.
But
All right, you guys. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna go ahead and get into the slasher corner. Know I have a slasher corner movie suggestion for the audience every single episode. Right now, I'm going to hand it off to you guys. What is your Halloween movie for the audience to watch that's not Halloween or Trick or Treat?
Damn.
What did you say?
What's your Halloween?
I just like quietly like yell out like thinner.
Thinner.
That's a good sale. Like, that just creeped me the fuck out. Like nobody else heard it.
Oh man.
Creep show. Any creep show. Like all of them are really, really good. Creep show is probably my favorite for sure. Off top.
Creep show is my favorite music soundtrack out of all horror movie soundtracks.
It's so good. It is. Yes, definitely.
Especially when the dad comes out the grave. That soundtrack to that.
We gotta do a whole episode dedicated to just Creep Show.
Yeah,
I'm down.
It's so disrespected. Part 1 and part 2 went in 2 completely different directions, and they were both great. Like you could tell one was quote unquote the more serious one. They were both spoofy, but man, like when they got the why can't I remember that man's name? When they got Mr. Naked Gun. Something Nelson.
Oh,
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen.
There you go. Mr. Naked Gun was laughing so hard he caused me to laugh because he had just killed somebody. And that setup was so magical. Did you remember that, Jeremy? Have you seen that?
Nah. I haven't seen any of the Creep shows, so I'm listening just as much as you guys are.
You gotta watch Creep Show, dude.
Yeah. No, I'm making my way around. I'm making my way around to it.
So good, so good.
Everything you're doing, because the nachos are across the street getting soggy. Just run across the street and go watch Creep Show immediately.
Because we know the kind of horror films I like. So Creep Show usually doesn't fall on that side of the track.
Yeah. What's your suggestion, Jeremy?
Not a horror film, but I think that everybody should watch Eraserhead for Halloween. That's gonna be yeah. I think that like if you're gonna take like a more surrealist take on like a horror aspect of something, I think that you should open your mind.
Like it.
Yeah, dude. That's where it's at.
That's hard.
I guess that go back to David Lynch and all that.
Yeah, see, so I alluded to it earlier in the show. I was like, I would go to a party with David Lynch and we would talk about Eraserhead. He would give me no answers at all whatsoever. and now you guys can share in that experience. You can also watch Eraserhead and not know what's going on.
Yeah.
I want
that's
that
literally
baby,
how I felt.
That baby scene is the creepiest, like weirdest, like when it just starts growing and you're just like, what's going on?
I mean, yeah, that movie. I mean, I could talk about that movie forever, and I don't want to do that on your show. But I could go on. I could go on about Eraserhead for like literally a whole show, and I might do that on mine. But no, yeah, that's what I would suggest. Like while you're watching all your Blumhouse stuff, just take a break, pop in Eraserhead, and just open your brain, like to actual filmmaking.
Yeah.
I
What
don't know
about
what
you,
happened
Enoch?
to Blumhouse. It's crazy.
All
'Cause
right.
Blumhouse is talented, and then they just started releasing a bunch of bullshit. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you
Oh,
good.
you're good.
I think the movie that I'll throw out, you guys, I don't know if y'all have ever seen it, but it's called Cemetery Man.
No, I haven't seen that
Heard
one.
of it. Heard of it. On
It's
my
a
list.
1980s film from
It's the Italian one, right? The guy he guards the
called
he guards the cemetery
Della
because the dead come to life every night and he has to put them back or whatever.
Yup, he has to re-kill him and bury him again.
Yeah, re-kill him. Yeah, I want to watch that really, really bad. It's on my list.
It is great. It's like Reanimator meets Night of the Living Dead. It's just so different, man. It's such an original idea. I've never seen another film that quite captured the like feeling of that. And the score is beautiful too.
Mm.
Oh yeah, if we're talking about that,
Cemetery
I think my favorite horror film score is still It Follows. I
It
think
Follows.
they're like capturing that like synth, like late 80s. Like,
That is
kinda, like,
yeah,
sound.
they did a good job with
Good.
that.
It captures the mood.
You know
of
what
the
I
movie.
miss? I miss the theremin. That
theremin sound. You want to Plan 9 from Outer Space?
I never hear that anymore.
The Ageless TV show song to me that I still love till this day is R.L. Stein's Goosebumps. Like that should go so hard. That should go so hard.
Oh, we was talking about in the last episode.
Yeah.
That's a great first impression, Miss Lady.
Thank you.
Let me say creep show. Well, she can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it. That is the show for today, you guys. So once again, I'd like to thank my guests for coming on.
You're welcome.
I was expecting more. So you guys are so lame. Nah,
I'm logged off already.
Hey,
I'm out.
Don't forget to go and calm your lives down and watch Lost Boys. Lost Boys
hell
is
yeah.
you watch at least once a year, every year, or you're not a horror movie fan.
Yeah, that's funny you say that.
Absolutely.
I was trying to watch the sequel earlier. That sequel is so bad.
About the mistakes of sequels.
Yeah,
but in the old one, with the shitty graphics and with Triple H playing the saxophone.
Yeah.
that dude's ripped.
I
forgot about that dude. That dude's a highlight of the whole film.
Everything. Just as important as It's Only Maggots, Michael. He's just as important as that.
Word. Lost Boys is amazing. Classic movie, iconic, absolutely.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
A movie I was talking about last week though that people really need to watch. I don't know why it doesn't come on any cable channels, no pushes or nothing, but one of Wes Craven's earlier movies I was talking about last week, Deadly Friend, is rare and really good as far as emotional horror, like getting you emotionally attached to a character.
That's the one with the robot?
Yeah, man. It was like, it came out in that era where people were falling in love with Johnny Five.
Yeah, Johnny Five.
Johnny Five.
Hey, Short Circuit 2. He becomes a gangster.
I would try to fucking Short Circuit when I was a kid. A robot getting shot. I was so devastated.
Johnny Five.
But it's like, you mentioned Johnny Five. I mean, I mentioned Johnny Five because Deadly Friend was like a horror movie version of Johnny Five without telling the plot. It was like a Wes Craven spinoff, but it's like Wes Craven can do no wrong except for how long he shoots certain uncomfortable scenes.
Word. Yeah.
Like, you starting to let me know about your personal life. Don't do this. 19 minutes.
All right. So as far as finding you guys on social media, where can they find you? Dimey, go ahead.
Black Girls Love Horror 2, guys. You guys can find me on there. And I do have a Twitter. It's same thing, Black Girls Love Horror 2. And yeah, just chat. It's find me, and I'm definitely going to be bringing more content coming soon. It was such a pleasure to get to talk with all of you guys and And Horror Bro, it was great to see you because I know I haven't seen you in a minute. So it was great. Awesome.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Enoch, where can they find you?
Enoch X Mortis at everything. Except for I think Twitter's Enoch X for some reason, because I don't know. But yeah, Enoch X Mortis.
Enoch X Mortis everywhere except where it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
Just look for me. Find
Back,
Right.
just to let you know.
All right, Kelly, where can they find you, bro?
You can find me on Instagram at Cali_the_wolf 551. You can find me at CaliWolfBeats@gmail.com if you need any beats made for you. And you got TikTok at Cali_the_wolf. I make little background movies for my beats. So if you want to smoke or relax and drink water and watch you some interesting music and some interesting videos going behind it, feel free to do so.
All right, Jeremy, what about you?
What? I'm just kidding.
What do you want?
What do you want from me?
Where can they find you, bro?
Instagram at Northern Tier Actual. Same on Twitter.
All right. And as you guys know, you can find me, Walter Doom, on Twitter. No, I'm sorry. You guys can find me on Twitter as Walter Doom 1, Walter Doom on Instagram, the Walter Doom on TikTok, and Walter Doom where streaming podcasts are available. Other than that, this is the show.
Yeah.
So we are
Remember one
signing
thing.
out. Yeah.
Chappelle Razor.
Chappelle Razor.
Bring back, dude.
So this is another episode of Let's Talk About Horror. This is America. Don't let them catch you slipping. Stay diabolical, people. Peace.